Most free agents have already signed elsewhere, but JJ, there still are some big-name free agents out there who have not yet found landing spots, like Jadeveon Clowney. I mean, Pete Prisco would probably say more name than game. In fact, he has said that about Jadeveon Clowney, but still a big name. What's the latest with him?
Yeah, so the latest with Clowney is he's going to do what he's really done the last couple of years. Jadeveon Clowney, as I understand it, doesn't have a great deal of interest in being under contract right now and either voluntarily reporting to OTAs or having to report to mandatory minicamp in the second week of June. And so we've seen this the last couple of years, as I mentioned, with Clowney, where he's going to take his time. Maybe they're going to haggle over some contract details. I don't know that I would say I expect Jadeveon Clowney to ultimately sign with the Cleveland Browns. I don't know that I would say that. However, I do expect him to take his time because of that. I think the Browns would be the leaders in the clubhouse right now for Clowney. It's an obvious need there. It seems that things have worked well between the two sides over the last year. So, I guess I would call the Browns the leader for Clowney. But if you're expecting something tomorrow between Jadeveon Clowney and the Browns or any of the other 31 NFL teams, you should not be expecting that.
Another former Brown, another big name on the market, Odell Beckham Jr. Different circumstances here because he's recovering from a second torn ACL in February's Super Bowl. What's the latest on OBJ?
Yeah, you mentioned the torn ACL that he's rehabbing. He became a new father right around that same time of the Super Bowl. And so it does not appear that Odell Beckham Jr. is in any rush right now to sign with a team. You start looking around at the teams. But listen, I know that the Rams obviously went out and got Allen Robinson, and that's a fantastic addition for them. But to me, the Rams still make a lot of sense for Odell Beckham Jr. So I don't know that we're really, really close on anywhere with him. But when he, I guess, recovers a little bit more, I think the market could potentially heat up for him. But because it's a little bit cold right now and because he doesn't have to make that decision, because it's not like he's getting out on the field tomorrow, I don't see that happening anytime soon either.
Talking big names with big question marks going into next season as free agents, our CBS Sports social team got to hang out with Rob Gronkowski at his beach party last week in Vegas. JJ, they tried pressing him on his future. He didn't give him much, except maybe a shot at tequila. What are you hearing about Gronk's future, which you would think is either going to be with the Bucs or nobody?
Yeah, I mean, you nailed it, right? It's up to Gronk. If he decides that he's done enough, he's going to hang him up, then he's done. And if he wants to go one more year with Tommy down in Tampa, then it's going to be that he signs with the Buccaneers after mandatory minicamp. Again, he said recently, it only take 2 or 3 weeks to get my body back in shape. I was surprised because I had known how much weight and muscle he had lost from his first retirement to how almost game ready his body looked when he returned to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I believe him when he says it's only going to take a couple weeks to get back and get ready. So it is, and I think the Buccaneers anticipate this. It's either retirement or it's running it back one more year with Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hard for me to say without knowing Gronk all that well, but just from an outside looking in, it would make sense if you look at this Bucs team and you say, let's give it one more run, that he'd give it one more try with Tommy.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.